Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about how a martial artist was able to stop an arsonist. Let's check out the story. An arsonist was arrested who used flares to ignite a brush fire in Vallejo, California on Saturday. He was detained by a witness, Vallejo, who was a, quote, trained mixed martial artist, and was later arrested by the Vallejo Police Department. A 3-alarm fire broke out shortly before 7 p.m. on Saturday near the intersection of Admiral Colligan Lane and Turner Parkway. Fire crews cleared the scene of an earlier structure fire in East Vallejo to respond to the incident. Vallejo Fire Department described the blaze as a, quote, fast-moving fire that was burning through a mowed field, driven by 15 to 20 mile per hour winds. A total of 3 alarms were struck in order to provide adequate resources, the fire department said. The fire swept across 15 acres of land before firefighters extinguished it by 7:48 p.m., but damages remained minimal. The Vallejo Fire Department said in a press release, one backyard fence received, quote, minor damage, and a firefighter suffered a sprained wrist, Fire Captain Kevin Brown said. The arsonist was seen by people in a Target shopping center approaching the field, light a road flare on fire, and then try to set the field on fire. According to Vallejo Fire Department, a vigilant Vallejo citizen observed a man deliberately starting a vegetation fire with a flare. The witness then followed the arsonist as he ran across the street and got into a black Tesla parked nearby. I was able to stop someone from doing worse, said Vallejo. I saw somebody jumping in happiness and he was kind of poking in the grass. Looked weird, and then all of a sudden we see flames popping out literally right in front of you, said Bello, referring to when the man threw the flare. Bello didn't wait around. He was on the phone with emergency dispatch moments later. But when he watched the person get into a Tesla after attempting to start another fire near the Mattress Firm store, he went to make a citizen's arrest. I pulled him out, tried to grab his hand behind his back, tried to go for an arm bar. That's when he tried to bite me. Bello, who trained years ago in mixed martial arts, told us how it played out. I literally grabbed 2 legs and dragged him out. He was like, dude, let's talk about it like men. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to let you go. That's not my job. My job is to hold you down until the police get here, said Bello, who did just that. Police arrested the man and say they found flares in his bag. It's important, especially in this community, we help each other out. Most importantly, seeing something like this is when we have to take action, said Bello. Police were able to confirm the arsonist started the fire through witness testimony and surveillance footage. After being advised of his Miranda rights, the arsonist admitted to starting the fire and to stealing the Tesla he tried to escape in. Vallejo PD discovered the car had been stolen in Fremont. On Tuesday, the suspect Bai Trong, also known as Kenny Trong, was in Solano Superior Court for committing the felony of arson of a structure or forest, as well as the felony of receiving stolen property, motor vehicle. Trong remained in jail Monday afternoon on a $93,000 bail, according to the Solano County Jail's list of inmates. Police posted this statement about the incident. On July 8, 2023, a vigilant Vallejo citizen observed a man deliberately starting a vegetation fire with a flare near the intersection of Admiral Colligan Lane and Turner Parkway. The citizen followed the arsonist as he ran across the street and entered a black Tesla parked on the 900 block of Admiral Colligan Lane. Before the arsonist could drive away, the brave citizen contacted the arsonist and removed him from the vehicle. The arsonist knew he was in trouble and quickly learned he was being detained by a trained mixed martial artist who introduced him to the double arm bar. The arsonist stayed submitted with the double arm bar until our officers arrived and arrested him. Vallejo Fire Department arrived and extinguished the vegetation fire, which destroyed an estimated 15 acres, approximately 11 football fields, of land. Our officers investigated the scene and confirmed that the arsonist started the fire based on witness statements and video footage. Our officers also discovered that the arsonist's Tesla was stolen from Fremont and he had a few extra flares inside the Tesla. The arsonist admitted to igniting the vegetation fire and stealing the Tesla after being advised of his Miranda rights. Thank you to the vigilant community member that stepped into action and helped prevent an arsonist from destroying our community. Thank you, Vallejo Fire Department, for risking your lives and defending a vegetation fire that easily could have destroyed businesses and residences. Let's unpack that. So a dude's chilling at Target, he looks over and notices that there's a guy doing something suspicious in a field, and then all of a sudden a fire starts. The dude then calls the police to let them know what was going on, and something that was missing in that story but was also in other stories and a video of him in an interview, he actually got permission to make that citizen's arrest. So he didn't just like call and then spring into action. He actually asked them if it was okay to do so, and they gave him permission. So this story is a little different than a lot of other stories, because in this story that I've covered, this guy doesn't seem to currently train. This seems to be something that he remembers from when he was younger. I guess he was training at an MMA gym back in the day. A lot of that stuff, I guess, stuck with him, and he was able to use those techniques that he learned back in the day to detain someone from doing something horrific. And what a douche. That guy stole a Tesla and then uses it to drive around committing arsons? What a weird combination that is. To be honest, I'm really surprised the police gave this man the ability to just make a citizen's arrest on the spot, because it could have gone real bad. The guy could have gone over there, tried to stop the fire, because the guy's being so blatant and doing this in broad daylight, he could have pulled the gun and shot the guy. But luckily, nothing bad did happen, and he was able to stop the guy from committing more arsons. For stopping the forest fire, for being a good citizen, for being vigilant, for calling the police, for everything that guy just did, you get an approving Miyagi. Like I said, it could have gone bad. Luckily, it did not. And I think that it's cool that the martial arts that he learned way back when stuck with him, and he was able to use it and be productive. Since the average person who joins martial arts usually drops out within a year, I think this particular story shows just how important it is to get some training in self-defense in your life. Even if you don't stick with it, some of that might stick with you. This brings us to the question of the day. What are some things that you yourself have learned in martial arts that you feel will stick with you forever? Be sure to answer that question in the comment sections below, so that way I know that you watched the entire video. As always, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and of course, memberships. Keep the martial arts legit.
Things just haven't been the same, living strange since my baby joined that dojo. Joined a McDojo. Now she tries to spar all day, and I want to fly far away from her love. It's a McDojo life. No, she don't come back no more for your dinner at home, 'cause she out practicing a ninja mind control. I don't know how she can fall for such lunacy, claiming he can kill